yoga classes with you. So this is going to be about a half an hour yoga class. You can do it anytime that you want to. Just make sure that you listen to your body, so take in any modifications that you need to, and just remember that this is your practice. I'm just going to guide you through the poses. So just starting in a comfortable seated position, so maybe with the legs crossed. You can sit on a cushion if you want to, whatever works best for you. Maybe just take some time just to relax the shoulders, do whatever you need to do just before you find some stillness. Maybe rest the hands on the knees, in the lap. You can take the hands into prayer. And when you're ready, just start to close the eyes. Relax the shoulders, soften the jaw. And just take some time just to arrive onto your mat, arrive into the space wherever you are practicing your yoga today. And just be aware of where you are, noticing any sounds around you. Allowing yourself to sit nice and tall, rooting down through the sitting bones, lifting through the crown of the head. And if you haven't already, just start to notice your breath. Check in with your breath this morning. Just notice your natural breath right now. And maybe just allowing that breath to become deeper as you inhale through the nose. Feel the breath move into the chest and then down to the belly. Fill the body with air. As you exhale nice and slowly, naturally, with no force, just release the breath. Keep observing this breath. Deep inhale. And full long exhale. And maybe just taking some time now to set yourself an intention if you would like to for your practice today. Maybe you have a mantra, maybe just something to focus on. And when you're ready, you can slowly start to blink open the eyes. Taking the left hand down onto the mat, slide the hand away from you as you inhale. Right arm comes up and over. A nice stretch into the side of the body, keeping the sitting bones grounded, keeping the shoulder back. You can gaze up or maybe allow that gaze to drop down. Breathing into the side of the body. One more breath. And as you inhale, come up and switch sides. Opposite side. Right hand comes down, reaching the left arm over. Inhale into switch. So we'll take one more on each side. Maybe try and go a little bit deeper here. And slowly coming all the way back up to seated. Bringing the hands in front of you and just slowly walking the fingertips forward. Just a gentle fold. If you want to uncross the legs here, feel free. Dropping the head down, relax the shoulders. Slowly start to bring yourself all the way back up to seated. Coming over onto the hands and knees, finding your tabletop position. Hands come underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Maybe just take some time here just to stretch into the wrists. You can walk the fingertips to the outside, maybe all the way around. Maybe just taking the weight forward and back. When you're ready, finding your tabletop position, nice long spine. So push the mat away from you, push the tops of the feet into the mat, bringing the gaze forward. As you inhale, drop the belly, tilt the sit bones, lifting the gaze up. Exhaling round the spine, drop the chin down towards the chest, arching the back, maybe taking that gaze towards the belly button. As you inhale, drop the belly. Lift the sit bones, lift the gaze, taking your time, moving with your breath, exhaling to round. And just take a few more rounds of cat and cow. Maybe closing the eyes. Maybe stay for an extra breath if it feels nice. And when you're ready, coming back into a tabletop position. From here, stepping the right foot back and the left foot back. So coming into a plank pose. Maybe take a breath here if you can. And then we're going to lift the sitting bones up towards the ceiling, finding your downward facing dog. Paddling out the feet here, stretching into the back of the legs. Again, whatever movements feel good. Keeping the head nice and relaxed. And then starting to roll yourself forward so the shoulders come above the wrist, finding your way back into a plank. Maybe stepping the feet back a little bit if you need to here. Engaging the core, take an inhale. As you exhale, drop the knees, untuck the toes, bend the elbows, lower belly, chest and chin, all the way down onto the mat. As you inhale, lift the girl, peel the chest up, baby cobra, taking that gaze forward, keep the tops of the feet on the mat. Tuck the toes under, lift up and back to your downward facing dog. So we're going to do one more of those. As you inhale, roll the body forward, shoulders come above the wrists. Take a breath in. As you exhale, lower knees come down. Take your time, lower belly, chest and chin, untuck the toes. Inhale, peel up to cobra. As you exhale, tuck the toes, lift up and back, downward facing dog. Taking the gaze forward, start to walk the feet. Nice small steps all the way to the top of the mat. Keeping some space between the feet, soften the knees, chest comes down towards the thighs, release the head. Taking hold of opposite elbows and gently sway from side to side in your ragdoll. Shaking the head yes and no. Releasing the hands from the elbows. Take your time, push through the feet. Roll all the way up to standing. So head comes up last. And when you get here, maybe just roll out the shoulders a couple of times. Taking yourself to the top of the mat, feet together to touch, or maybe a space between the feet. Just have a little play around with the weight here, lift the heels up, give the toes a wiggle. And then grounding the feet, arms by the side, relax the shoulders, mountain pose, lifting through the crown of the head, come back to the breath, inhale. Nice long exhale through the nose. One more breath. On your next inhale, sweep the arms up, either up or out to the side, reaching the fingertips towards the ceiling. As you exhale, hinging at the hips, fold over the legs, hands come down, maybe soften the knees, release the head forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Lift the hands to the shins, lengthen through the spine, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale and place the hands down, step the right foot and the left foot to the back of the mat plank. Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, lower, drop the knees, untuck the toes, lower belly, chest and chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift up and back, downward facing dog. So we're going to find some stillness here and take a few breaths. Or if you want to keep inviting some movement, feel free. If you want to, take the knees down and come to a tabletop if that's easier for you. So make the pose work for you. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Lifting the sitting bones up towards the ceiling, pushing the chest towards the thighs. So look in between the feet, find the breath. 2 more breaths. At the end of your exhale, take the gaze forward, either small steps or maybe a big step with the right foot and the left foot back to the top of the mat. Inhaling, halfway lift and lengthen, create space. Exhale to fold. Inhale, push through the feet, sweep the arms up above the head. Exhaling, hands to the heart center. Take a breath in. Let it go, sigh it out. Release the arms down by your side. Have a little wiggle if you need to. 2 more sun salutations. Inhaling to sweep the arms up. Exhale to fold. Move with your own breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, maybe left foot steps back this time. then the right. Take an inhale breath as you exhale, lower. Option to lower with control, keeping the knees raised. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes or lift up and back, downward facing dog. Come back to the breath. 3 more breaths here. At the end of your exhale, look forward, small steps, or maybe step the left foot first this time, followed by the right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, move with that breath, sweep the arms up. Exhaling hands to the heart center. 1 more. Inhale, full breath in. Lift the gaze up, shoulders relax. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the feet back, whichever one feels natural, or maybe jump. Take an inhale breath as you exhale, lower. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll take any option that feels good for you here. Breathe. One more breath. At the end of your exhale, look forward, walk, step, or maybe float, take a little jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale into fold. Inhale, lift all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart center, take a breath. And let it go. Release the arms. Keeping the right foot grounded, take a big step with the left foot to the back of the mat, turning the toes out to the side. So heel of the front foot in line with the arch of the back foot, if that feels good for you. Extending the arms, right arm forward, left arm back, take the gaze towards the right fingertips. Inhale to reach forward, flip the palms, exhale. Bringing the arms down, so right hand comes down, left hand comes up. Triangle pose. So you can keep the gaze down here, or maybe start to lift that gaze up towards the left arm to see how it feels on the neck. So you should feel it stretch down the left side of the body, if you're doing it on this side. One more breath. Take the gaze down as you inhale, push through the feet, sweep the arms back up. Bend in the right knee, adjust the feet if you need to, so you might want to make that space wider. Bend in the right knee, keep the shoulders relaxed, take the gaze towards your right fingertips, warrior 2. It's a nice strong pose, you should feel this in your right thigh. Really grounding into the outside of that left foot, keeping the gaze forwards, finding the breath. So if you need to at any time, you can straighten out that right leg if it feels a bit too much. Take 1 more breath here. And as you inhale, start to reach forward with the right fingertips. Right forearm drops down to the right thigh, keeping the left arm straight, reaching the fingertips up and forwards, so towards the top of the room. Feel this nice stretch down the left side of the body. Try and draw that left shoulder back, maybe lifting the gaze up or allow that gaze to come down. If you have any binds in your practice here, options you take a bind. Left arm behind the back, right hand maybe drops down to the ground or maybe behind that right thigh, interlacing the fingers. Wherever you are, find 2 more breaths. Releasing the bind. Come back to your extended side angle as you inhale, push through the right foot, sweep the arms back, warrior 2, take a breath. And straighten out the right leg. Hands come to the hips, pivot on the heels, turning the toes in towards each other. Maybe make the space a little bit shorter between the feet this time. Hands to the hips, tuck the tailbone under, shoulders relax. Inhale, lift the gaze up as you exhale, leading with the chest forward fold. Start to bend the knees if you need to here. Depends how flexible you are in the hamstrings. Fingertips come down to the ground, or maybe rest on a block or a chair or a cushion, or maybe just stay here, keep the hands on the hips. Take another inhale, breath as you exhale. Option 2, come a little bit further here, so bringing the chest down, in between the thighs, maybe start to walk the hands back. Relax the head. One more breath. Inhale, rise to the fingertips. Exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale, soften the knees, push through the feet, lift yourself all the way back up to standing. So we're going to do the same on the opposite leg. So turn the left toes to the back of the mat, setting up for your triangle. So legs are straight, extend the arms. Inhale, reach forward, push the right hip away from you. Exhale, windmill the arms, taking the left hand down towards the left calf, the ankle, maybe taking hold of the big toe. I am not reaching the big toe. Right arm comes up, lift the gaze up towards the ceiling. Again, you can take the gaze down if it's easier on the neck. Breathe. One more breath. Taking the gaze down, inhale, push through the feet, sweep the arms up. Warrior two, bend the left knee, make the space wider if you need to. Relax the shoulders, ground into the outside of that right foot this time. Breathe. Nice and strong. As you inhale, reach forward, take the left forearm to the left thigh, right arm reaches up, stretch the fingertips towards the back of the mat this time, almost fell over. You can lift that gaze up, or option to take a bind here if you have it in your practice. On this side, see how it feels. If it doesn't feel good, come out of the bind. 2 more breaths wherever you are. Releasing the bind. We'll meet back in warrior two. Take a breath. And then straightening out the front leg. Hands can come to the hips, pivot on the heels, turn the toes in towards each other. So option to keep the hands here, do the exact same that we did before. Or you can bring the arms out wide to the side, taking the hands behind the back, interlacing the fingertips. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other. Inhale, lift the gaze up. Exhale, hinging forward, soften the knees if you need to. And let the arms fall over the back of the head. So if this feels a bit much on the arms or the shoulders, release the hands down. Let the head be nice and heavy. Again, bend the knees if you need to. Taking that weight towards the toes, so almost lifting the heels up off the mat. One more breath. As you inhale, lift halfway up. Release the fingertips onto the hips. As you inhale, again, soften the knees. Lift all the way back up to standing. Take your time so you don't get dizzy. Pivot on the toes. Turn the right toes to the front. Step the left foot back to the top of the mat. Mountain pose. Take a breath here. As you inhale, bend the knees, sink the hips down, sweep the arms up, coming into chair pose. If you want to go a little bit further here, you can lift the heels up and come up onto the tiptoes, test your balance. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Your legs might start to shake and wobble a little bit. One more breath. As you exhale, forward fold, hands come down, release the head. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, step, float, jump the feet back to plank. Take an inhale breath as you exhale, lower. Drop the knees or lower with control. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. So option to stay here, option to drop the knees if you need to, or if you are feeling like you can balance here, you can take one leg into the air. So right leg comes into the air, 3-legged dog. Lift that right leg up as high as you can, keeping the shoulders square, keep pushing into the hands. You might want to bend that right knee and start to stack the hips, maybe add some movement, circle the right knee just to stretch into the right hip. And then taking the gaze forward in between the hands. Start to bring the right knee underneath you. I'm going to step that right foot in between the hands, or wherever you can get it to. If you don't get all the way there, take hold of the ankle and step it forward. Stay on the toes of the left foot, bending the right knee. As you inhale, nice and strong, push through the right foot and start to lift yourself all the way up into a high lunge. Shoulders relaxed, hands can come into prayer if you feel a bit wobbly, if that feels easier. Find that balance, find that focus, breathe. Taking taking one more full breath in. As you exhale, start to lean forward and lower the hands down, framing your right foot. Drop the left knee down, untucking the toes. As you inhale, lift up into a low lunge this time. So just that right foot if you need to. Again, you can keep the arms up or hands can come into prayer. You might feel a bit of a pinch into that right hip. Take one more full breath in. As you exhale, lower the hands down. Keep the left hand on the mat as you inhale, right fingertips reach up. Taking that gaze towards the right hand or keep the gaze down. If you want to go further here, tuck the left toes under, maybe lift that left knee up off the mat. Take one more full breath in. As you exhale, reach the right fingertips towards the back of the mat, stretching into that right shoulder, and the right hand comes down to the right side of the right foot. Step here, the right foot back to your plank. Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, knees come down or lower with control. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, meet back in downward facing dog. Take a breath. Opposite side, left leg comes into the air, or skip this bit out, or bring the knees down. Again, you can stack the hips, bend the knees, circle out that left knee, whatever feels good. Keep pushing into the hands. And then start to bring the left knee underneath you. Aim to set that left foot in between the hands at the top of the mat. Keep on the toes of the right foot. As you inhale, nice and strong, find your balance. Reaching the arms up, high lunge. Take whatever option you would like here with the arms. Take one more full breath in. As you exhale, start to lower, leaning forwards. Drop the hands down and the right knee comes down, untuck the toes. Inhale, sweep the arms up or hands come into prayer. Finding that nice low lunge. One more full breath in. As you exhale, hands come down. Keep the right hand grounded. Inhale, twist open to the left this time. Option 2, tuck the right toes under, lift the right knee up. If you want to get a little bit deeper here. And then we're going to reach that left hand back behind us and then drop it down onto the mat. Step the left foot back to plank. Take a breath, find your alignment. As you exhale, lower, drop the knees all with control. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Find that breath. And taking the knees down onto the mat. Untucking the toes, find a child's pose variation. So you can keep the knees together, take the head down, or maybe bringing the knees out wide to the side. You can keep the arms forward or bring the arms down by your side. And just finding the breath. Slowly start to come back into a tabletop position. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips up, downward facing dog. Keeping the feet where they are. Start to walk the hands back to the feet this time. Finding a gentle fold. So you can soften the knees or maybe keep the legs a little bit straighter. You might want to wrap the arms around the backs of the legs or just hanging ragdoll. And start to heel toe the feet out nice and wide, same width as the mat. Toes point out, heels towards each other. Bending the knees out to the side, dropping the sitting bones down, finding a yogi squat. If this is too much for you, come all the way to seated. Maybe take a wide-legged seated position. Maybe take a block underneath you. Hands come into prayer. Push the elbows to the insides of the knees, lift the gaze up. Nice long spine. You might want to add a bit of movement here as well if that feels nice. You can move from side to side. Just be really mindful of the knees. And when you're ready, lower yourself all the way down to a seated position, extending the legs out in front of you. Zip the legs up together, point the toes up towards the ceiling. Find the sitting bones. Sit nice and tall, nice long spine like you're sitting against a wall. Lifting through the crown of the head, shoulders relax, close the eyes. Connect to your breath. And on your next inhale, sweep the arms up, fingertips towards the ceiling. Exhale, leading with the chest, forward fold. If you want to take a strap here around the feet, feel free. If you want to bend the knees, maybe take the thighs towards the chest. Or if you can reach, take hold of the outsides of the feet, or maybe peace fingers around the big toes. As you inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale into fold. One more breath. Inhale to release, exhale, come all the way back up to seated. Keep the right leg extended, bend the left knee, left foot comes onto the mat, or maybe cross that left foot over the right foot if that feels good for you. Take the left hand behind your fingertips to the back of the mat, sit nice and tall, take the right hand to the left thigh, or maybe hook the elbow. Inhale into lengthen. As you exhale, start to twist. So starting with the lower spine, and then the middle, and then bringing the gaze over your left shoulder. As you inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist a little bit further if it feels good for you here. One more breath. Inhale and twist all the way back round to the front, switching sides, extending the left leg, bringing the right foot onto the mat, or you can cross this right foot over. Right hand behind, taking hold of the right thigh, or maybe hook the elbow. Inhale, create length, exhale to twist. One more breath. Inhale and twist all the way back round to the front, taking the soles of the feet together, knees come out wide, hands to the ankles or the shins. Inhale, exhale, gentle fold. Release the head down, drop the chin to the chest. No pressure, just wherever you get to, hang out here for a few breaths. Inhale, slowly start to lift yourself all the way back up to a seated position. Draw the knees together, take a shuffle forward towards the top of the mat, keeping the soles of the feet grounded and hip width apart. Bring the arms out wide, take an inhale breath, and as you exhale with control, lower all the way down. Please use your elbows or your hands to support you here if you need to. So bring in the back of the head onto the mat, slide the feet closer, reach down towards the heels. As you inhale, gently lift the hips up. Take some support underneath you if you need to here for your bridge, maybe interlacing the fingers. Take one more full breath. As you exhale, release the hands, lower down with control. So rolling through each part of the spine. And then just gently let the knees drop from side to side. Hook the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. Gently just massaging your back into the mat, rolling from side to side. Keep the knees hooked in, drop the arms out wide, let the knees drop to the left-hand side, twist all the way over, stack the knees on top of each other, and bring the gaze over to the right-hand side, so drawing the right shoulder closer to the mat. On your next inhale, switching sides, bring the knees to the right hand side, let the gaze drop to the left this time. Close the eyes and just breathing into the side of the body. And inhale, draw the knees back in towards the chest. So options to take any final movements you would like to here. If you want to come into a shoulder stand or a headstand, if you want an inversion before we come to our Shavasana, you can just pause the video. When you're ready, bringing the legs down onto the mat, take a blanket if you need to, put any layers on, taking the arms down by your side, palms can face up or down, or if you prefer to come to a child's pose or a seated position, maybe lie on your front. No right or wrong, whatever feels good, just to find some stillness to end our class. So just let your whole body just relax wherever you are. Try and find some stillness and allowing your mind to be present. So just noticing any thoughts, feelings that pop into your mind and just allowing them to pass. So acknowledge that they are there and allow them to pass. Let them move on. Maybe just focus on your breath, or maybe come back to any mantra or intention that you have. Slowly starting to bring some awareness back to the body now, maybe wiggling the fingers and toes. Maybe stretching the arms above the head. You can draw the knees in towards the chest. Roll yourself over onto one side, just resting the head on the arms like a pillow for a moment. And taking your time, keeping the eyes closed if you can, bring yourself back to a comfortable seated position. Slightly drop the chin down towards the chest. And just take a moment now just to check in with how you're feeling. Maybe coming back to any intention that you set to yourself at the beginning of your practice. Taking the hands into prayer at the heart center. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Big exhale through the mouth, let it go. And drop the head down towards the fingertips and just thank yourself for taking the time to practice yoga today. Enjoy the rest of your day wherever it may take you. And thank you for joining me for this practice.